You just won't. You just guys. You just won't let us rest. You won't let us rest. But why should we rest, Gene? It's the big. It's the big fixture up in the tune tomorrow. Some big quotations from Arnie Slot have just come out, and we always mess up. We don't communicate to the community. The community go wild in the chat. We change the time. What we should have done is deleted the tweet and not provided the platform for people to go crazy and saying why you were supposed to go alive 11 o'clock today. Now you've changed it till 1 o'clock for the preview show for the big game against Newcastle tomorrow. So you know what? This was the original stream for 11 o'clock. Not even 11 o'clock. 10:30 today. I was driving home. I just ordered a greasy double half-pound chicken fillet meal with a separate portion of doner. Gene went Manchester to get something to eat. He goes, I'm driving home. I've eaten. And you know what? People are going crazy in the chat. We have to do a show. So here I am. I had some lemonade in a can. So I poured it in my glass and come upstairs to do a show. And my greasy half-pound chicken fillet meal with some creamy garlic sauce on the side is downstairs waiting for me to come down and murder it later on. But you know what? We'll talk to you guys today because, you know, the Sunday BNR is the time that we need a catch up. But here we are in normal surroundings, Sheen. We were in new surroundings in the afternoon, but it's been a good day, don't you think?
Yeah, it's been a good day. Obviously, it was a busy day trying to make sure things go right. There's no issues with the studio. There's little hiccup here and there, but we managed to get there in the end. We managed to, basically give give everybody our first show on from our studio. So it was a good day. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned in and especially the ones who commented as well. All the massive big up and thanks that we got from everybody. Yes, obviously you got more, Sim, because you're what the hell's happening here, mate?
Who the hell is this that's just come through? Thingy, is this some jinn that's come through? Who's Abdul Karim Su?
I don't know, Asim.
I'll be changing name. Abdul Karim Su.
I
Whoever
don't
you
know,
are,
Asim.
you're getting banned from the studio. Abdul Karim Subair. Someone's trying to hack BNR people, but I'm banning Abdul Karim Su from from the studio. Ban guest. How the hell did he get the stream link?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But
What?
anyway, on a serious note,
Got
Sim,
jinn in
look.
the house.
But on a serious note, Sim, forget all of that.
Oh
Paul
shit! You know
Joyce's
what?
article.
You know what? It was my fault.
Why?
Because
Oh
I
my God,
tweeted.
you tweeted the link, the
Yeah, I
YouTube link. You
tweeted it.
tweeted it.
I tweeted it. No wonder.
Oh my God, Asim. You're
It's all
worse
right.
than
It's all
Waxy.
right.
You're
I've
worse than
deleted it now.
Waxy, bro.
You
Sorry,
know what?
Junior.
Oh, the tweet.
Junior gives out a WhatsApp link. You give out our YouTube link. Clever
Let me
club you
quickly
are here.
delete that one. Let me quickly. I don't know
Honestly,
who. At least it shows people click on the link. Oh my god.
you're gonna get loads coming in now, mate. Kick from studio. Just kick him. Don't bloody thingy him.
Bloody hell. Sorry, people. Sorry. Even the best make mistakes. You carry on, Gene. Let me just put.
No, I was gonna say, Asim, it's been obviously over the last hour with latest developments. Paul Joyce's article. I'm sure loads of people will be talking about it. They're talking about it right now. How does that make you feel? I only managed to get. I haven't managed to read the full article because I was driving back, and I've just now seen some quotes from Paul Joyce regarding Liverpool's transfer activity. And yes, Ali goes Isak or bust. It feels like it is Isak or bust going by the strikers. If I'm honest with you, in terms of the nine, I couldn't see us going for any other nine. But I was confident that we would bring in somebody else in terms of a versatile forward, somebody who can play along the front three, like a Rodrigo, even a Barcola or a Fafana, and even them two names were rubbished off because of the development of Rio. So I'm not gonna lie, Asim. I think, am I still confident? Yes. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not confident. I am slightly worried. Probably, I think this is the first time in the whole transfer window.
I was just about to say.
I think this is the first time in the whole transfer window saga, whatever you want to call it, that a slight what do you call it? A slight doubt has crept in regards to Liverpool and bringing in a forward, because obviously Fabrizio tweeted as well, I think recently, saying that Newcastle are wanting him, Alexander Isak, to come back into training next week. Which is I'm not gonna lie, that Fabrizio is one who's always been on the train of Alexander Isak will be moving to Liverpool. Not exactly moving, but it's in the motion sort of thing. And to start, changing, what you're saying, because I feel as this is a slight backtrack from Fabrizio. He never really goes down this route. He is sort of backtracking, and we are beginning to see some sort of movement. Am I still confident? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and not be confident not be confident. I think that's not me. That's not just the way I roll. I still believe he wants out. I still believe they will bring in a forward, and I still believe Liverpool will pay the fee for the
So
forward.
if you you say you believe Liverpool will bring a forward, is that just Alexander
Alexander
Isak
Isak,
that you're on
yes.
about?
I think we can only go by what Paul Joyce has said, and Paul Joyce is saying to us right now, it's practically Alexander Isak or Chuti. And that Florian Wirtz is another forward that can play on that side. And when you're going around that sort of road, you're covering backs now. If I'm honest with you, that Alex Wirtz can play in that position. Young Rio's come in and played really well, and they don't want to hamper his development. So bringing in a Fafana or Barcola will literally hamper his progression. So that's another thing which makes me think, okay, maybe there's movement in regards to Alexander Isak or nothing else. So it's interesting to see what happens. Tway goes, Fab hasn't fully backtracked. Yes, he hasn't, because he did still say Tuesday next week is a big day, and Liverpool are still hunting for Alexander Isak, and I think they will. I think we will still get our man regardless of what.
But I'm gonna, if we're gonna take these comments at face value, Gene, then Arnie Slot, talking about backtracking, hasn't Arnie Slot backtracked and contradicted himself? Only a week ago, he was saying we are short. Only a week ago, he said we are looking for at least one attacker. After 3, 4, 5 days, he's now talking about the attacking options. He's talking about Florian Wirtz as an attacking option. He's talking about Jeremy Frimpong, who can play right on the right. And he might have said this in the past, but if you just compare last week to these comments that have been aggregated today, for me, it's chalk and cheese.
Completely different. I think, if I'm honest with you, was I expecting this? No, I was expecting something like this, if this was the case, for this to come out maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. This has come out early, before the actual game, because Liverpool fans, I think most people were thinking, okay, let's get the game out of the way, and then we'll sort of see some sort of movement regarding Alexander Isak. But this has come out early. We're not out of the race, so by all means, let's get that. We want to make that clear. We're not out of the race. We still want Alexander Isak. He's a player that we still want, we like, and I think we will still get him over the line. The chat are saying to us right now that Wolves are closing in on a striker from Getafe as well. So is that the domino effect? Maybe. End of the day, I think we're not going to exactly go out and say we want a load of other forwards, because we want Alexander Isak to know as well. We want, it's you or nobody, and we only want you. Newcastle to know that we don't want any other forwards. We're not going to go for anybody else. He's the one attacker that we want. So I can understand why this sort of news has come out. It's just when Liverpool generally, I think, come out with news saying Chutti, not that they're saying it's Chutti this time, but it's always like, okay, so they always tell the truth in that sense.
Is it negotiating publicly?
Yes, I can see it being a public negotiation tactic. Yeah, why not? Liverpool will always will play the game and do what they need to do to bring in the player for a lesser fee than thingy.
But what's changed? He wasn't negotiating last week.
We were negotiating last week, but Newcastle.
Why did he say that we're looking for an attacker then, Gene? At
Because we only
least
want one. We only want Alexander Isak.
But what I mean is, if if this is a negotiating tactic, then why was he a lot more bullish probably a bit more honest, a lot more honest in regards to Liverpool's attacking department, and said we're looking for at least one attacker.
Fair point, Asim. I'm
What's
not gonna
changed?
lie.
We were after Alexander Isak last week. We're still after Alexander Isak this week.
With the basically saying if we don't get him in, Bulijo in it. We never knew that deep down. Did you think if it's not Alexander Isak a week ago, did you think we're not gonna go for another forward?
But what is it negotiating for? Is it Is it a tactic for Alexander Isak only, or other attackers as well?
I don't know, Asim.
It's strange. It's strange.
I genuinely don't know. If I'm on, and I look, people are saying Chine's energy's down. My energy's never down. Yeah, but I'm just being honest. I still look. I'm still confident that this deal gets done. Yeah, it's not game over. We still have to believe. Alexander Isak still wants to leave Newcastle. He still wants to join us. We still want him. And yes, Ali says we don't have a plan B. I think all our eggs are in one basket, Asim. I think it's Alexander Isak or Chutime.
Isak or bust.
Or Isak or bust. I think we want, but I think we get him. That's the difference. Am I confident? Yes. Do I want my eggs in all my eggs in one basket, in the Isak basket? Yes. I don't want any other player in world football. So I want my eggs to be in one basket as
That
of right now.
dangerous tactic,
As
though.
of right now. As of right now. Come Thursday, is my basket am I gonna start emptying my eggs? Probably I am, because I'm gonna realize if nothing has happened by Wednesday, Thursday of next week, then of course I'm gonna start thinking, right, go and get me a Rodrigo or go and get me somebody else. Is it dangerous? Of course it is, but we want that one player who's itching for a move, who's doing everything he can from his side to move from that football club. Newcastle are trying to bring in a couple of forwards. So we will have to wait and see what happens.
You know, looking at that list, Gene, and look, if it comes across like I'm having to go at the manager, then I simply don't care, because that's not my intention. We're here to criticize within reason. But if you look at that list, Gene, Verts, only today we've been told that the conversations that he had with the manager were all about the number 10 position. I don't mind Verts. I even put him as my left winger in tomorrow's game, horses for courses. But that's probably about 4 or 5 fixtures of the season that I want him in those positions. Primarily, it's the number 10 position. Cody Gakpo, we had him last year. Hugo Ekitike is a new addition, but unfortunately, in tragic circumstances, we've lost Diogo Jota, we lost Darwin Núñez, we've lost Luis Diaz, an integral part to last season. Federico Chiesa, let's be honest, didn't get a kick last season. Mohamed Salah, who's got AFCON this summer, and Jeremy Frimpong, who we know can play in the right wing position. But for me, and we've said it over the last 3-4 weeks, Jeremy Frimpong, one, he's out injured already. Yeah, so his hamstrings are not right. But more importantly, before he got injured, we all agreed upon the fact that he would be covering and playing at right back. Maybe not because of even form. Yeah, obviously we want him to play well. But for the fact that Connor Bradley, who may be seen as number one choice, but Jeremy Frimpong, one, because of his start, and more importantly, because he will stay fit and play more games for Connor Bradley. And Connor Bradley will be fighting for his place after coming back from fitness. We know Connor Bradley is going to break down 2, 3, 4 times a season. How long those injuries may last, we don't know. But let's be honest, he hasn't got a track record of playing 50, 60 games a season. So I am concerned if the manager is talking like this, and I hope I'm wrong, that this is a negotiating tactic and stuff like that. I still believe, let me caveat every single thing that I say tonight, that Alexander Isak is going to be a Liverpool player. And that's not out of delusion. Call me deluded. I don't give a shit. I'm confident that Liverpool will put the money down. And I early during the day, I said that Liverpool, what if you put your eggs in one basket, the danger of that tactic is, then be prepared to go the extra mile, especially in the last week of the window. If you've gone all in, and Alexander Isak has gone all in and be fucked around and gone off on holiday in Sociedad while his team go on tour, let's be honest, you have to make sure you go get that player. Because now with all those eggs in one basket, Gene, if there's no plan B, and Alexander Isak is the plan A and the plan B, then you just make sure, come on the 1st of September, you make sure he is a Liverpool player. Because Sheen, I'm telling you now, the people, if we don't sign him and we go with those 6 options as our attacking department, then Mohamed Salah, speaking about our attacking department in the last week or so, is 110% right. That this attacking department is no way stronger, any stronger than last year's attacking department. I don't think it is. Hugo Ekitike has made a great start, and we all think he's going to be a good player. He's played 2 games.
I know
Federico
that's fair.
Chiesa, he scored a winner for us, or the 3rd goal, but has he got a track record? And then we're already stretching in for a number 10 position, attacker playing for us on the left hand side. It's weaker in attack, and I would say, I repeat, Gene, if we go with these these 6 as our attacking options, you can put number 7 in Rio as well, as good as his start has been. What I said in the attacking, in the defensive area, is if we don't sign a defensive recruitment this summer, it'll be criminal. If Liverpool don't add 1 or 2 attackers in that attacking department, again, it'll be criminal of them, and it'll be negligence. That's all it is. As much as how shrewd operators they've been, Gene, we cannot simply be the favourites for this Premier League title with those 6 attackers on paper. I'll be honest.
We are not. If you said to me right now that we don't sign Marc Guehi and Alexander Isak, who are favourites for the title, I will always back my team, Asim. Let's
Of course.
I will always back my team to go and win it. But if I take a step back and say who are the favourites, it's only fair to say Arsenal probably favourites in terms of they've bought in the players. In terms of our starting 11, we're good. Are we good enough on the? Is our subs bench good enough to go and win a title and challenge for all the major trophies? I'd say no. Marc Guehi is a must. That deal gets done. Marc Guehi isn't a problem to me, Asim, because if we are last day of the window and we need to spend another 5 to 10 million extra to bring him in, we will do that. So we will bring Marc Guehi. I don't have an issue with him. My issue is the forward line right now. If you do not bring in Alexander Isak, we go into this season, Asim, left short again. Against previous seasons, I know we didn't buy. We might have won the title last season, but we were left. I did still feel we were left. We were short. No Arsenal fan can say to you this season that they have been left. They've been sold short. If we go into the season without an Alexander Isak, we have been sold short this season, and this has been our biggest issue over the last 7 or 8 years. We've always felt that we're short in a certain area. Genuinely, if we still bring in Alexander Isak, then that solves all the problems. We will still get him in. But let's ask you a question. If we don't bring in Alexander Isak, and going by Paul Joyce of what he said, it's crazy that our window is probably 5 out of 10.
If we get Marc Guehi?
If we don't bring in Alexander Isak and bring in no other forward and just bring in Marc Guehi, maybe I'm being harsh, 6 at best.
I'll give you a 6 at best.
Yeah. I have a question. If we
That's
don't,
with Marc Guehi.
that's with Marc Guehi. No, Vansh, I'm saying if we don't bring in a forward, including Alexander Isak, so there's no Isak, we only sign Marc Guehi now, from now till the end of the window. What would you give this window? Too harsh. Without Guehi, it's a 4. If it's Guehi, it's a 6. A lot of 6s now. Maybe I was being, maybe 6 makes sense. 5 out of 10. If
I'd give it a 5. Look, a lot of people agree.
5s, because you can't be sold short in that forward line. Our biggest strength last season, and the truth is, Asim, our biggest strength was we had 6 attackers.
Exactly.
That was our biggest strength. They could come on when Diaz wasn't on it, Gakpo was on it. When Gakpo wasn't on it, Diaz was on it. Jota started the season, Darwin Núñez would come on. He had his moments where he scored a few goals. Salah was an incredibly, he had a worldie of a season. You can't expect Salah to give you, again, 40 to 50 bloody years.
Dean, who's always in the chat, big up Dean. He says 4s and 5s are mad. We've upgraded in 4 positions if we do that. I said I'll give it a 6 if Marc Guehi comes in. I'll be happy with the defense. I think that will added depth
Yeah.
and quality in, because we've only lost Kwanzaa in that. We've upgraded in Kirkes. I don't think we've upgraded at right back. Frimpong has got a lot to prove in that right back position.
Of
And let's be
course.
honest, we've lost a unicorn in Trent. We've not upgraded yet from Ekitike to Diaz. We haven't.
We've upgraded
Diaz is a better
Ekitike. No,
player,
no, no. But we've upgraded Ekitike. If Ekitike is playing down the line, he's better than fucking Darwin Nunes.
but we've also lost Jota as well, Gene.
Oh, yeah, I suppose if you're looking at it as two players against one, then no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We've lost Jota.
So yeah, in that department we've not improved. As a striker in department we've not improved. The left winger department we've decreased because we've lost Diaz and only have Gakpo and Rio there. Slightly improved in the 10 though. We've improvement in the 10 because we signed
100%.
Florian
100%.
Wirtz. So I get this is why I think maybe 6.5.
Oh.
Eh?
How can you say Frimpong is a clear upgrade on Trent?
No
I
man,
can't
that's
see
look.
that.
I don't
I
wanna
can't see that.
listen. I don't like talking about him. Yeah, let's get him gone. I don't want to talk, but with respect, he's arguably one of the best right backs in the world. You can say what you want. He's shit there. You can give him all the shit, but when he was with us, he was brilliant at times. Um, where does this leave Harvey Elliott?
Look, Harvey Elliott's got a chance. If we don't have Isak, Wirtz is going to play on the left. I think Liverpool might look at it. If Isak is all in coming to us, maybe we try again. Maybe it gives Newcastle to take stock as well. And there's an acceptance that we've been talking about behind the closed doors from both clubs that this deal will happen, but it will only happen on Newcastle's terms. Fair enough, they've got the player on 3 years contract, but if it's gonna be a situation where both clubs need to get to January, up until now to January, Gene Wirtz is gonna see quite a few games on the left hand side, and if that frees up Dominic Soboslai in the number 10 position, and then Harvey Elliott gets some little cameo positions as well, will start the cup games as well, then I can see Liverpool keeping Harvey Elliott. I think if we get a few attackers, then the number 10 position, it becomes all about Dominic Soboslai and Florian Wirtz. And we're also still in a position that Curtis Jones is trusted more in the number 10 position than Harvey Elliott. So even right now, Harvey Elliott is fourth choice in the number 10 position. But if Florian Wirtz is going to get a bit more time on the left-hand position, then a left-sided winger position, then they might be seeing that, one, they can't get the money that they need. Leipzig have tried a few things. Maybe there's late interest in the Premier League title, Premier League table. So I think there's a question mark in regards to Harvey Elliott's availability as a possible transfer for other teams. He might have a preference in a few teams, but I think the interest will gather in the last week or so. So the problem is, Gene, is Salah's going on AFCON as well. And with recent history, he does come back a lot tired. And a lot of people, rightly so, to be honest, their concerns are when Salah comes back from AFCON, his form and fitness and energy is not the same because he puts a lot. It's like any other player bloody playing at World Cup, and then after a week or so, just not even a week or so, after 3-4 days, coming to expect to play for his club side. I know he's a genius, and I know he's a robot in terms of fitness as well. But at the end of the day, as much as we like to call him abnormal, he's still a human being.
Yeah, and to be fair, Asim, look, we can't sugarcoat this. I'm his biggest fan. Sometimes when he comes back from Afcon, it does take him time to get back to his best. He isn't what he was. He is a year older, and he does struggle. Last year was arguably his best season when he didn't have Afcon, and he was fully
Mm.
focused on the Premier League, fully focused on Liverpool, and he delivered. And I get it. He does want to win the Afcon for his country and all that type of stuff. Imagine going there, and a couple of years ago when he came back, when he lost to the final to Mane, he struggled to get back to the heights that we saw him that in the season in the earlier parts of that same season. So it's going to be interesting to see how it happens. I still believe Alexander Isak will be a Liverpool player before the window closes. And if that doesn't happen, I will be flabbergasted as to why Liverpool let Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunes leave, both when there was a possibility that they could not get Alexander Isak. They must have received some sort of assurances, or I believe Liverpool do one thing. 150 million pound. There's your money. That's the only way. There's 150 million bags there, mate. We want the player. Do not be surprised if Liverpool do that. Do not be surprised, Asim. We've only got 4 forwards. All our eggs are in one basket. He is the player that we want. Go and give him the money then.
Hmm. I just can't.
They can still
More,
say no. They can't say no. They're not saying no to 150 million. No chance. Whether they sign a striker or not, they will give us the player then.
I think, Gene, the more I think about it, I think we're after Isak. But I can't see if worst case scenario, Isak does not come, then I still think Liverpool will bring someone else in.
You're on.
My first question to you earlier was is it Isak or bust? I don't think so. Is that the situation? I think Liverpool have to bring in another attacker, and I believe the Arnie slot from last week than compared to the Arnie slot as of tonight.
Look, we will have to wait and see then. I think if that's the case, I'm okay with not happy with it because obviously we all want Alexander Isak. But if it's not him, at least go and bring in a player of that sort of, a world class player or a player that's going to improve us. There's a lot of noise about Morgan Rogers as well. I don't think we probably want him, but I think we have to go and sign a forward. But if it's not Alexander Isak, Asim, there's only one name. Rodrigo. I know he started today, but he's the only player that I would say, okay, TK, go for Rodrigo. I'm happy with it. Let's run.
Nasser says you guys are pessimistic. We're not being pessimistic. We're slightly concerned. Look, we know, Nasser, sometimes you have to read between the lines. I did tell you whatever we expressed tonight that I'm still very confident that Liverpool will get Isak. I think it'll really, really accelerate. It has to accelerate. We've been saying this week, just like everyone else, every week. But this is the only week that's left now. The big game, is going to be out the way come Tuesday morning. And I think Liverpool will accelerate their efforts. And if they don't get Isak, they might want some clarity from Newcastle. And if they have to pivot to someone else really, really late, they will do that. And even if then they do get someone else in and the Newcastle situation just suddenly changes, where there's somehow from moving parts really late on in the 11th hour, get 2 strikers in, including Visser, I think they will sanction a late deal for Isak, despite how many attackers Liverpool have bought in, because I think Liverpool will have that Isak budget separate. We've got the money. If we have to just juggle it around in a few accounts, in a dodgy offshore accounts, then we will do. If we need to contact the Schmatica on the beach in Ibiza, then he'll wire it across as well. So we'll see what happens. I've got a load of super chats to go through. Let's quickly get through them, Gene. Vida de Vicas, thank you so much for your super chat. Max, we can wait until Tuesday night. If Isak is not signed by then, we must go for Rodrigo and attempt for Isak in January. Guehi is still to be signed. Ali is in the house. Thank you so much for your super chat. Ali, dangerous, no plan B, Isak or bust. I sprint 100 million. I sprint 100 meters. Timing of that brief was very odd. What's changed? Fair point. Ali is back with his second of the night. He says, don't be Verts Frimpong as attackers. Bullshit mouthpiece. Joy.
Don't buy Verts.
Oh, don't buy. Okay, don't buy. Yeah, look, I agree with that. I don't think Liverpool are seeing Frimpong and Wirtz as attackers to go throughout the season. Yes, at times covering a few positions, but to go all in, I just can't see it. Selection. Thank you so much, Selection. Always supporting the channel. People stressing for no reason. Relax. The people with more insight than anyone here are working. Let's see how it unfolds. And to be honest with you, selection has been really, really consistent with those sentiments for the last 2-3 weeks. And we had a similar conversation, didn't we, a
Yeah.
couple of days ago, Chin, that you know what, you have to, because how shrewd these guys been and how smart in how they've got Frimpong, Kirkes, Ekitike, and Florian Wirtz. And some of those deals, if you thought that Liverpool are going to buy, or someone told you 6 months ago that Liverpool are going to buy Florian Wirtz and Kirkes and Frimpong, especially the latter, the former, sorry, you would have said you're off your head. If we've got Florian Wirtz through the door and we've got ahead and we've muscled ourselves ahead of City and Bayern Munich. So these people deserve our trust. These people deserve our time. And let's judge the transfer window, whether we want to give it a 6, a 7, or a 5, or a 2, then make sure we are fair enough to give those numbers and give those rankings at the end of the window. But as things stand now, we're allowed to give it. But in terms of as an overall reflection of things, these guys deserve the time because they've been absolutely brilliant from the word go. Kethel Gantley, thank you so much for your super chat. Liverpool media will be busy this week. Trust the nerds. That's a perfect summary of things. That hashtag trust the nerds. Ali, I think he's got paid today. He says Joyce didn't rule Isak out. We're going big this week. It's a brilliant point by Ali. I've quickly read that article from Joyce before I came on, and you're right, Ali. He did not rule the signing out. The mighty one. QWE. Thank you so much for your super chat. He says slot listed Endo and Gravenberg as centre backs 3 weeks ago. Again, unbelievable point, Sheen. And then after that, we've got Leone, the kid who's come through the door. And I won't say we're on the verge of signing Guehi, but I'd be very, very surprised if Marc Guehi doesn't become a Liverpool player before the end of the window. And just as we were finishing the supers off, Abby J95 has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much for becoming a BNR Ultra. What Abby has done, or ABH, I should say, actually it is Abby, isn't it? Abby J. He what he's done is he's headed over to our main page, gone on the YouTube, become a member. He's paying $4.99 a month because he's going to enjoy exclusive content. And I don't need to hide anything. I don't need to give you any sneak previews of the studio. We're here and we're going to give you so much that is exclusive to our BNR members, from special guests, tactical shows, previews, player ratings, player lineups, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And then you'll hopefully get a lot more for your money. But in the meantime, you also get added to a BNR Ultras WhatsApp group. And I believe me is popping off tonight since that article came. Rehan is in the house, a member for 2 months. I like that little touch from YouTube. Rehan says, Fab's update worries me, to be honest. Gene, did you see what Fab said? Do you think
he
he's
just said that.
backtracking? Actually, he finished it off though, didn't he? That Tuesday onwards is, to use your term, Gene, is rar ya par.
Well, bloody hell, it's only a week to go. It is literally Raria par a week, isn't it? So, it's now or never sort of thing. When you're down to the last few weeks, this is what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays. Going by Fabrizio's tweet, I was worried because he was always on the train that Liverpool will, he felt confidence in the way he was tweeting. And this last tweet was probably the first time where I felt he wasn't as confident. Slight backtrack, but still not saying that Liverpool are out of the race or anything like that, or saying that Liverpool are not going to go in for Alexander Isak. No. Just because Newcastle are hopeful that they want him in training doesn't mean Alexander Isak will be back in training next week. And if they do manage to bring in a forward, then I think that does open the doors for Liverpool to bring in, go and make them move. But Thursday, Asim, if it gets to Thursday, Friday, and there is no movement, sorry, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday or early Thursday, then Alexander Isak isn't going to be easy. and especially if we don't see movement in regards to Newcastle bringing in a forward. If they bring in a forward, I'm still confident. I don't mind it going down to the wire as long as they bring in a replacement, because then that opens up the door to Liverpool to start negotiation where we might have to scorn, like I mentioned, stump up the cash, Asim.
Mm. Selection, excuse me, with a super chat. He says Fab said nothing worrying. Newcastle
Yeah.
insinuated they want to reintegrate him in their own statement, and this week is the pivotal week. Obviously, lol.
Did you read this tweet, thingy?
Uh, yes, I did. Yeah,
Sorry.
I did. Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, I hope it's negotiating tactics from Liverpool. But I repeat, I don't believe this Arnie slot from tonight. I believe the Arnie slot last week. And someone, as the super chat mentioned, that he was talking about Endo and Gravenberg and Curtis at right back as well, and specifically about the centre back situation. And then we bought Leone and spent £37 million on him. And we're going, if you're going to believe Steve Parish, and you probably have, it's safe to believe Steve Parish because they're the selling club, and he's more or less accepted that they need the money. And I know they've sold Eze, but I still think they're in a position in isolation in regards to the Marc Guehi situation, where they're a club, with all due respect, that they cannot see their captain, their leader, a guy who's worth 35 to 40 million pounds as of right now, despite only having 12 months left on his contract, go for free in 12 months' time. They just simply, I don't think they won't allow it. And I'll be honest, Gene, I'll be flabbergasted that if Marc Guehi is still a Palace player come the moment the window shuts.
I agree with you, Asim, especially with what Parish has come out and said. Is either you sign a contract or they have to look at selling the player, and if he doesn't, it just doesn't make any sense. He wants out. Liverpool want him. Parish wants him to sign or leave. It only points to a negotiation where Liverpool have to come to an agreement with the Palace over the fee. And if it is a few million quid, you're still getting, because he's got 12 months left on his contract. You're getting a player that's left at least worth 60 million pounds. Was an international, played Premier League, proven only 24, is it 24, 25 years old. So with he'll have at least 5 or 6 years versatility, can play across the back line. So if I can't see Liverpool not doing a deal for the sake of 4 to 5 million quid. Let's put it that way. And yeah, I think that again, that deal gets done. It'll be shock. I'll be shell shocked like you, flabbergasted, if this deal doesn't take place.
Okay. Esan says Asim's hungry. I've texted a man who's downstairs at my house a couple of times. The food's not here, but my battery's about to die, so don't text me, Chin, if you need to get hold of me. Dean says we'll meet them halfway for Gehi. I agree. This is an interesting question, Chin. Why did Slot not mention Rio? Um, um, your thoughts? Although Joycey mentioned him,
Yeah.
that they don't want to block a pathway for Rio, and this is the reason why they don't want to go for the likes of Malik Fafana and Bradley Barcola. Um, I had not seen too much into it, Rehan, if I'm honest. I think he was just talking about the versatility of some players. And I don't think he wants to put the pressure on a 16-year-old. In a similar fashion, when he said, I turned around and I saw Chiesa on the bench and a 16-year-old, I went with the experience and he was vindicated. I think it's a bit similar as to he just doesn't want to mention him because it'll put a bit of pressure if he starts talking him even as a fifth choice or a sixth choice. Agree?
Yeah, because look, you don't want, Liverpool, us fans start talking about Rio as already saying, yeah, he needs to come and play, he needs to come and play, because they do want to give him his bedding in period. They do want him to train with the first team. And whenever isn't he 17 now? Shaq goes, yeah, maybe he might have turned 17. I'm sure he was in a few weeks' time, a couple of weeks ago, so I don't know. But generally speaking, we don't want to put too much on him. I say, imagine you're relying on a 16-year-old to come on and change a game. Do I want that to happen at times? Yes, of course I do. I'll be lying to say I don't want Rio to come on and in the last 10 minutes of a game to see how good, to see how well he fares. But we don't want any pressure on him. And that's the last thing we want to do, because he's still a kid. bring him on a couple of, if you're winning by a few goals, then you bring him on. It's fine. TK, give him 10, 15 minutes. Like Arsenal do with Dauman here and there, giving him his minutes, giving him his time, and see how good, how good he is, and if he can make an impact in that game. Can't put pressure on the kid, man. Not where imagine we're saying, yeah, he's coming. If Gakpo's not playing that well, Rio's your understudy. Nah,
Hmm.
man. You can't have that. You just simply can't do that. It's unfair on the kid. It's unfair on the squad. Forget just the kid, because this team want to go and challenge for every single trophy. You can't go and tell Mohamed Salah, yeah, on that left hand side you've got or Virgil van Dijk. Rio is the one going to be the game changer. Nah, as much as they want him to succeed at the football club, they can't put. You can't rely on a 16-year-old. And yes, he's not fully ready, but he's an unbelievable talent. He will get his time. We have to give him his space, and he will come good. But let's not put any pressure on him.
Abby, who's become a BNR ultra, has just asked me, asking about how do you get on the WhatsApp group. Abby, if you're on Twitter, just message me and I'll send you the BNR Ultra WhatsApp link. I'll fire that across. Rashid with a super chat. He says, "Did we mess up big time if we bring in no attackers?" Rashid, if you're watching it earlier, I said that if Liverpool don't bring in an attacker of real quality, then I would call it negligence. I would call it criminal. I have to be honest. That's how I feel. If we don't bring an attacker, because from favourites to a team that will be looking to finish, not looking to finish, but I think will finish. If we don't bring in an attacker, I'd be surprised if we win the league. I'd be surprised. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I think we won't have the bodies, especially when you think about the question marks of Bradley, the question marks of Chiesa. Look, if we cannot, we cannot simply go from Federico Chiesa. As much as we all love him, we all love the song. He's become a bit of a cult hero type of figure, Gene. And I can buy. No, actually, I don't see too much or read too much into the comments from Slot saying this Federico Chiesa is completely different to the Federico Chiesa that we saw last season. I've not seen proof of that. I've seen a winner, and that was brilliant, and we all enjoyed it, and hopefully more to come. But if we saw 2-3 months of it, then I would say, okay, fine, let's see him as a fifth, sixth choice attacker. But I just can't. I just cannot see it, and I don't see the reasoning behind it. Where if from a manager who we've all said he's lost trust in the player, and if it wasn't for Luis Diaz and Nunes all leaving, then he'd be, on the plane to Italy as well. Let's be honest. So, as much as we try to justify this attack is going to be stronger than last season, I just don't think it happens, and I don't think that's true as well. Okay, where are we? Have we missed anything, Gene? Getting nervous for tomorrow?
No, not yet.
No.
I'm not as nervous as yet. I'll tell you what made me slightly nervous. I don't know how true this is, and I don't know. People in the chat will probably tell me but they're saying there's a video going around that I actually should have asked you. McAllister was not seen not seen somewhere on the
Really?
bus or on the coach or something like. I don't know how true is that, but I'm happy and I'm confident because I'm going to the game.
Where
And
did you
that's
see
more.
that from?
Somebody put me. I don't know if they're chatting shit or not. I read the comment saying we didn't. McAllister wasn't seen somewhere. McAllister not in the squad hotel at all. Jazzy saying, Jazzy, you better not be chatting it.
Wait on.
Okay, Gene, they're flying in tomorrow. Not true. Guess me, Jazzy. If you're chatting shit, I'm kicking you out that group.
Okay. TK, that's fine.
Here's
Yeah.
a video. We'll have to check it out, and we've not seen it.
Who are you? Have you changed your mind again on the right back situation?
No,
Who do you
I've
think will go and get the nod from Arnie Slot? And let's get the chat involved. Who do you think? Not who we want or you want at right back. Who do you think Arnie Slot will
it's
go?
not about who. It's about fitness.
Yeah. But you need to predict. You need to predict. Let's say you can say Arnie Slot will go with Joe Gomez. Why? because he's trained for the last 3-4 days and he thinks he can give him 60 minutes.
I think he's gonna go Conor Bradley.
Ooh, wow. Vicky's in the chat. Vicky, say, is my food here? Yes or no? Gomez, you think he's going Conor Bradley with 1 or 2 training sessions?
You're right. It was Thursday, man. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days.
But they don't train every day, do they?
Yeah, but I'm sure he would have trained at least 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And he's not exactly hasn't played in that position. You know, he had a full preseason. It's not like, you know, he hasn't played for like 3 months. Give him 60 minutes. Or if it's not him, I want Gomez.
You won't go. Yeah. The only downside,
Salah.
I guess it's Salah. I don't like Salah picking up the ball from Sahara Desert and being that far away from goal. He's not that player anymore. Where he has to collect it from the halfway line and run past 3-4 million players. I like him to be near the box, even if it's in a wide position. He can get closer. He can dribble. He's still got that, and then he can impact the game with a goal involvement from those positions. But I guess if you have to do a bit of defending at Newcastle, you have to roll your sleeves up. It's a bit more protection behind him. Then the responsibility lies within the people like McAllister and Florian Wirtz, is to make sure they take that burden away from Salah in terms of controlling the game, and providing a bit more imagination when they do get on the ball as well. So it's going to be a crazy game, Gene, and you've decided to go up, haven't you?
I wasn't gonna miss this, mate. I'll be honest with you. Sorry, guys. I know I promised you a watch along, but there was not a world that I was gonna miss this game. I think I live for these moments. So there might be times during the season where I just don't come on the watch alongs because I simply can't resist. And I was not missing this game for anybody. And yeah, so the first watch along will be Arsenal.
Yeah, that's what he tells you. That's what he tells you.
No. I'm definitely gonna go do the watch along with Arsenal.
How can you be happy with top 4? How can you be happy? We
How
won.
would you to be happy with? Are you having a laugh?
How can you be happy with top 4? We won the league and we took a month off. And after 3-4 months, you tell me, would you be happy with top 4?
Never,
No
man.
chance.
We're going for the title, mate. We're gonna win the title, inshallah. We're gonna go and attack the title. And like I mentioned, tomorrow is Florian Wirtz Day. Just remember this, Florian Wirtz Day.
It's Florian Wirtz Day. Okay, quick prediction, Gene. You gave me 3-2 during the day.
I'm sticking with 3-2.
You know what? I'm going with 4-2.
Eh? From 3-1 to 4-2.
Yeah. I was going to go 3-2. That was my prediction. But I think they'll get an extra one, and so will we. 4-2. It's going to be a roller game.
Goal scorers.
Goal scorers, the king. You always go with the king. I think the king will get a goal and assist tomorrow, inshallah. Ekitike will bag 1. I think Cody Gakpo will bag 1.
Off the bench. Off the bench.
Wherever he's playing or wherever he's coming from. Who else? Who do I go with a brace for someone?
Yeah, what do you mean brace? Salah scoring 1, Ekitike scoring 1, Gakpo scoring 1. 3.
And that's what I'm saying. Am I going for a brace for someone?
All right, okay.
Add another one to these 3, or go for? I'm gonna go for someone else. I think we're gonna go. I think Wirtz is gonna score a goal tomorrow.
Angie.
If he's playing in the 10, I fancy him scoring. I was gonna go with Szoboszlai, but he'll be playing deeper. Chiesa off the bench.
Chiesa winner. Chiesa winner. Oh, yeah, Ronnie Pajon. That would just be like the perfect. Imagine he comes.
You know, if Chiesa scores, I think I'll end up in the home end. I'm telling you, I won't get out of the home end, but I'll end up in the home end.
Oh, I imagine he does, man. It will be anthem.
Okay, let's see what the chat.
Everybody, loads of people are predicting goals. Put it that way. Then nobody's saying a 1-0 or something like that.
Vansh, my predicted 11, you'll get it tomorrow. Bit
Yeah,
of
tomorrow we've got a
patience.
show, by the way, innit? We're doing a show tomorrow.
Yes, what we're doing tomorrow is we're going through Bradford, as you can catch the A19 from Leeds Bradford Airport. It's quite a nice route, actually. And what we'll do is we'll go into the studio around 12:30, 1 o'clock. We'll go live as a bit of a transfer daily / preview to the big game. And then we'll travel up to the game from there. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll try to give you match reactions straight after the game. We're taking a little road mic with us. So you'll see the first ever Gene live reaction from post match, because every time we send him to the game, he never gives us one. But this is the reason why I'm going with him, to make sure we get that
He
reaction.
was using an excuse just to go to that bloody game, man.
Oh, exactly. Okay, people. Gene, you gave us a 3-2. I'm going with a 4-2. There's plenty of 2-2s, 3-3s. You know what? The consensus is going to be a mad one and a mad game. So let's hope we're all smiling. But thank you very much for this spontaneous, I should call it, show. We were going, we were coming, we were not coming. We cancelled, we rearranged. But then finally, we came on and gave you the best part of an hour. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you're watching the show later on, let us know what your thoughts are regarding the game, regarding the Paul Joyce article. Will we get Isak? Is it Isak or bust? So let us know below the line, and we shall catch you on the next one. It will be. We will be in the away end. We will be up in the clouds. Make sure, and we hope and pray that Liverpool and the fans are on cloud 9 come 10 o'clock tomorrow. Take care. We see you tomorrow, and bye for now.